こんにちは。テリー焼き鳥の日本語講座へようこそ。My name is Terry Yakitori, and I'll be your Japanese tutor on YouTube. Do you know what my name means? It's a combination of teriyaki chicken and yakitori chicken, which looks like this. Why? Because I love chicken. Yeah. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about 5 things that you should know when you learn Japanese. Why? Well, because Japanese is very unique language. It's very different from other languages, and I thought it's going to make it easier for you to understand Japanese if you know those aspects, and also you're going to have a better understanding on Japanese culture as well. Are you ready? Let's go! So the first one, Japanese has so many different ways to say the same sentence, depending on how polite or how casual you want to speak. For example, English sentence, I'm going to visit your house. Just one very simple sentence, yeah. In very polite way, I would say, あなたのご自宅までお伺いいたします. This is the politest way. Basic polite way, I would say, あなたのお家までお伺いします. Casual way, 君の家まで行きます. You see the differences? I could even think of even more sentences, but I'm gonna just try to limit in 3 different ways. Just like this, in almost like every sentences, we have different way of saying according to how polite, how casual, who you are talking to, who you are. No, you don't need to know all of the way how to speak in politest way, polite way, casual, super casual way. No, you don't need to know them. I just wanted you to understand that we have this kind of unique feature that later on when you get to like intermediate, advanced level, you may have to understand in order to be better speaker. Okay. For now, you just need to know, oh, okay, well, there are different ways of saying exactly the one sentence in Japanese, which sounds complicated.
Oh, it is.
But for now, don't worry about it. I am just saying, okay? You got that? Good. So the second, not only we have different way of saying according to how polite or how casual you want to speak, we actually do have differences between manly way of talking and women way of talking. So I give you an example. In English, I say, when I asked her yesterday, she said no. I'm gonna say exactly the same sentence in girlish way and a boyish way. In girlish way, 私が昨日あの子に聞いたら違うって言ってたのよね. In a boyish way, 俺が昨日あいつに聞いたら違うって言ってたんだよな. You see this? Yeah, just like this, like really like small things. You know, how we call people, how we call ourselves differs according to gender. So some people may think like, well, what if like, you know, the gay people or transgender people want to express themselves? Just use whatever the, you know, words that they feel like suiting them. It's okay. You know, if they feel like talking girlish way or woman way, talk that way. In manly way, if you prefer, go for it. It's okay in Japanese. So third, about tones and intonations in Japanese language. Tones. Now, we don't have tones. You know, like in Chinese, you have 4 tones. I think it was ma, 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 or something like this. If I'm wrong.
Sorry, I don't know.
But we definitely don't have something like this. But we do have intonations though. And I give you an example. I'm gonna just talk in Japanese randomly, like blah 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 blah, and you can pick up some intonations from there, okay? 私の名前はテリー焼き鳥です。テリー焼き鳥って知ってますか? 照り焼きチキン美味しいですよね。焼き鳥って知ってますか？とっても美味しいの。私大好き。Just like this. Yeah, you picked up some intonations from my speaking? Good. But the funny thing is though, we can speak without intonations too, and it still makes sense, and people will still understand. For example, 私の名前はテリー焼き鳥です。テリー焼き鳥、テリ焼きチキンです。焼き鳥も美味しいですよね。It sounds like robot. Yes. It sounds very strange, but it still makes sense. That's Japanese. Fourth, a little bit about grammar. In Japanese language, we don't have difference between plural word and singular word. For example, in English, if there's one single apple, you say an apple, right? And if there are a lot of apples, you say apples. No, we don't have that. We use just exactly the same word, whether it's plural or singular. Also, in Japanese, we don't change verbs according to who is doing it. For example, in English, I do, you do, she does, he does, right? The verb changes according to who is doing it, right? In Japan, no. In Japanese, we don't have that. If it's due for everyone, whoever does it. Yes. So, about Japanese writing. I think this is the most unique feature of Japanese language. Why? Because in order to write any sentence, we basically use 3 different scripts. Okay? First one is called hiragana, and it looks like this. Okay? Second one is called katakana, and it looks like this. Okay? And third one is called kanji, which is a Chinese characters, but they're a little different from Chinese that are used in China, and it looks like this. And we use all 3 of them to write any writing. So let me show you the example of how Japanese writing looks. Here. Oh, here. You know what it says? It says, my name is Terry Yakitori, and I am a Japanese teacher on YouTube. Let me introduce all 3 of them, okay? So hiragana and katakana, they're basically like alphabets. You know, in English alphabet, they have 26 letters, right? Just like that, in Japanese hiragana and katakana, they have 46 letters each. Hiragana and katakana covers exactly same letters, but they're different writings. Hiragana is the main one. Katakana, we only use them when we write the word that are from abroad. For example, coffee, we call it kohi. We write it in katakana. Why? Because coffee, we didn't have that before. It came from outside of Japan. That's why we use katakana, not hiragana. And about kanji, the Chinese characters, do you know how many we have? Some people say 50,000, and some say 30,000. Interestingly enough, nobody knows exactly how many we have. 50,000, 30,000, you're gonna be like,
Oh my god!
no, don't worry about it. No, you don't need to. We only use 2,000 to 3,000 in our normal life. Okay? So, in order to read newspapers and in order to read Japanese books, you only need to know 2,000 to 3,000. Okay? Is 3,000 too much for you?
I know.
But not now, you don't need to remember them not now, okay? Maybe later on when you become at advanced level, you may want to get 2,000 or 3,000. But for now, well, let's start with hundreds, okay? I'm gonna cover the writing in different videos so you can learn in there, okay? Alright, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope my video helped you understand Japanese language better. If you want to learn more Japanese, please subscribe and watch my other videos and practice, 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 practice. See you next time. Bye bye.